Plaintiff Bryce Condra has known the defendant for a year, and he's always been a party animal who spends his entire unemployment check on partying. Bryce claims his car was impounded while in the defendant's possession because there were drugs in the car, so he's suing for the impound fees and damages. Defendant Jonathan Schellenbarger allowed Bryce to live with him for 3 months, and he claims everything was good until Bryce started bringing Jonathan's ex-girlfriends home. Jonathan admits that the car was impounded because there was marijuana in it, but he insists it was not his, and he's countersuing for unpaid rent.
Start with you.
I've known Scott for about a year now, and he's always been pretty much a party animal. He's on unemployment, and pretty much all of his check goes towards partying and whatnot. And
how do you know?
How do I know? I live with him, sir.
Okay, so you party with him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you spend all his money up too?
Yes, sir.
With him?
Yes, sir.
Do you work?
Spending his money?
Do you work?
Oh, no, I don't right now.
You get unemployment?
No, sir.
So, sounds like you were being critical of him spending monies that he earns. Unemployment is because you earned it. You worked earlier.
Correct.
And you spent it with him on liquor or whatever you all did, partying. You're critical of him spending his money on the both of you, and you don't work at all.
No, sir. I wasn't laid off, so that's...
You never worked. He's in a better position to spend money on partying than you.
Maybe.
So he should be critical of you for freeloading off of his unemployment check. Let me go to him first. You're just mad with him, aren't you? Go ahead, sir. You'll give me some testimony.
All right. I've known Bryce for, like you said, about a year. So Bryce is not an angel like he tries to make himself out look to be. But I let Bryce live with me for about 3 months or so.
What was it like?
It wasn't bad until he kept bringing all my ex-girlfriends to my house.
How many?
2.
And kiss them in front of your face?
Oh, no. Nothing like that.
What would happen?
What would happen? I don't know. One time he brought one over and she came and got all her stuff and took off in the car with him. And then we had actually ended up getting into an altercation over that.
What happened the other time?
The other time, just picked him up and stuff. But it's ex-girlfriends, I want to see her at my house.
Right.
Sharing is caring, but...
Did you ever... Sharing is caring, he said. Did you ever mention that to him? That you didn't appreciate him the first time he did it? Did you say, hey, man, I don't appreciate you bringing my old girlfriend over here?
Oh, yeah, we had words like that
all right,
a couple
the second
times.
time, he did it anyway.
Yeah.
What did you say to him then?
Same thing.
What did he say?
All right, it won't happen again.
The same thing he told you the first time?
Yep.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Did you bring his ex-girlfriends over in his face?
Well, the one he's talking about where we had the altercation, Judge, she came with us. We were hanging out at a friend's house, and she went inside on her own behalf. That I had nothing to do with that, and that was between them. So I really had no control over that. She wanted to go inside.
All right, how about the other time?
The other time, like you said, she just came to pick me up, but I don't want any of his sloppy seconds, so it's not like, I was
sloppy seconds, you call him now.
It's kind of a quantity over quality type of guy.
Tell me about the fees and the car damages.
Okay, it got impounded in May of 2010, and I asked him not to drive my car because it had a nail in the tire and the tags were expired. And he drove it out to the lake. And I have no...
You were really drunk. He drove it off into the lake.
No. There's campgrounds out there, Judge.
To the lake?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
And anyway, so he took it out there. I asked him not to drive it, like I said, and he took it anyway. And the cops came out there. I guess someone reported them for drinking. I don't know exactly. I wasn't at the lake at the time. And basically, they saw that my car had expired tags, and I don't know if it was him or whoever it was, but there was weed broken up on a plate in my passenger seat. So they impounded it, put it under investigation, and I haven't been able to touch it.
That's what the report said. It was open and obvious on the passenger seat?
Yes, sir.
All right. And it was impounded for how many days?
It's still in there, sir, and it's been about 4 months.
Why is it still there?
I didn't have the money to get it out at the time.
And he didn't want to give it to you?
Well, he did, but then we found out because it was under investigation, we couldn't touch it. Neither of us could get it out because.
Gotcha. All right. So that's why it's still being held, or is it now from under investigation to I can't afford to get it out?
Correct. I got it out from under investigation about a week ago, and I don't have the $1,800 to get it out.
Car damage. What did he do to damage it?
He didn't do anything directly to damage my car, but because it was sitting out in the impound lot, the weather has. Where my car got hit, the weather has basically rusted the spot where there's no clear coat.
How was your car hit?
Someone's side.
Did he have anything to do with the car being
No,
hit?
sir.
Okay, so how can you blame him for body work?
Because if it wasn't impounded in the first place, then there would be no body damage. I was
That's
just
not
about
true.
to sell my car.
That's not true. You say he didn't have anything to do with it being hit.
Correct.
So there was body damage already.
I'm not worried about the body damage, sir. I'm talking about the fact that there's rust on the car.
That's how the rust occurred,
Correct.
from the body damage.
From sitting in the impound lot, there was no rust prior to.
If it had not been in the impound, would it have ever rusted?
Yes, it would.
So if it was going to rust anyway, then he wasn't the cause.
All right.
What do you want to tell me, sir, about the impound fee?
I took his car out to the lake that night. Was no big deal. Usually he actually gave me a spare key to his car for letting him crash in my house for so long.
He never told you not to take it that night?
I briefly remember him saying, "Hey, don't take the car. It has a nail in the tire." Oh, I looked at the tire, and nail was on the outside. It was fine, 5-mile drive, whatever. So I drive it out there, and I completely forget that the tags are expired. It's not my car.
You forgot.
I don't keep track of that. So I drive it out there. We're out at the party. We're drinking, and then the park rangers show up, and everybody starts getting tickets for drinking the wrong consistency of alcohol in a beer, like 5.0 beer instead of 3.2. So I walk up to the hill, watch everybody get their tickets and laugh. And I come back down, and then the cops think that I was running from them. I wasn't. I was coming back to the campsite. I don't know how you can run away from somewhere running towards it. But so I get arrested, and then I see his car getting impounded. So I asked the officer, "Why is this car getting impounded?" Like, "Well, we found marijuana in the passenger seat." He's like, "Is it your marijuana?" I was like, "Well, for one, why would I just openly put my weed in a passenger seat of a car when there's cops showing up? I would throw it on the ground and act like I never seen it."
What do you want to tell me? I don't know what you would do. What do you want to tell me? What do you want to tell me happened so that you can escape liability? Well, here, they already arrested.
Wasn't my weed.
You already been arrested for
Wasn't
it.
my car.
So obviously that story didn't fly.
Right.
All right, so now, it's not your fault that it was impounded?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not my car. They weren't my tags. It wasn't my weed. It had nothing to do with me.
Good enough. And your counterclaim for rent is $600.
Yes, I actually have a printout of the months he
How
stayed.
does he owe you for that?
Just staying at my house for 3 months straight, and he told me.
How much was it per month?
Well, my rent was $475, and I told
Well, how much was his share?
$200. $200 is all I asked for.
You charged him $200 for how many months?
3.
And he agreed to that, obviously.
That was what I assumed, because he said once he moved to Phoenix that he would send me money back to reimburse me
And
for
you said
living
it
at
would
my
be
house.
$200?
We never really agreed on a price, but
So how can you sue for an agreement that never existed?
I have no idea.
Check him for weed. Check him for weed. That's all right. He's going to deny us his anyway. You act like you've been smoking weed today.
No.
With this logic that you're using, if he never agreed to pay you, unless he says today he wants to pay you, or unless he committed otherwise, sir, you agree that you owe him?
No, sir.
Did you ever make a commitment to pay him?
No, Judge, I didn't.
You ever make a commitment to pay him anything in
No,
rent?
Judge.
Did anyone have anything in writing regarding the rent?
No.
All right. And with regard to the car damage, as you heard me, sir, the 120 days that it was impounded, that car did not rust during the 120 days just solely based on his action or his action at all. Had that car been in your driveway for 120 days, it still would have rusted. So his action did not cause the rust, with regard to the impound fees, he admits that you told him not to drive. When you took the car without his permission, you were responsible for everything that happened thereafter. In fact, he could have you arrested for larceny. Told you not to take it, and you took it anyway. Therefore, I'm going to grant you judgment for the impound fees, $1,700. Judgment for the plaintiff.